set up group-based reviews from the beginning. So let's assuming that nothing is all set up. We enter into a weekly learning folder. For example, this is week 1 learning folder. So what we need to do is we go to tools, we create groups. So here, create new groups or group set. Let's create it from the very beginning. Menu in row, go. So how do we name the groups? If we wanted to use the groups for just peer review, we can say peer review group. We don't have to put a title, put a number here because the group set, it will automatically add a number to it. So we add group descriptions here, we make it visible. For now, our functions will be limited to discussion, email, file, no journal, no task. Let's keep this open because this allows them to have FaceTime with each other, just in case if they wanted to review each other's work and have like a live sessions between each other, this would work. Okay, wiki. All right, how many groups? Let's say 3. We can say 6, 9. Then submit. Okay. See, now we have peer review group 1, group 2, group 3. Great. Submit. Now we have all these groups. That's great. So now what we need to do is we need to link the groups to your weekly content. Let's go back to the weekly content here. Let's go here, group, and then link to a group set. I've created all the other ones previously, but for now, peer review group. Okay. So this is the peer review group description. So we can say description here. Let's make it available, not track, that's fine. And date restrictions, that's okay, we'll just leave it open. Submit. Okay, so now we have peer review groups. So, okay, so here is the description. So, in order to provide more instructions, let's update it a little bit here. So let's make it more descriptive. I'll have a template here. So all I need to do is a copy and paste. So this is a group review discussion board instructions. So I just copy this. Oops. And then I come here. I paste it. Okay, then I submit. Now the peer group has a lot of instructions, which is good. I'll explain those in a little bit details later once we set everything up. Okay, then let's go here. Let's go into here. Now we see all the groups. Peer review group 1, and let's do the setting for group 1. Okay. So we wanted to go to group discussion board here. Okay, so this one is just automatically set up. So what we can do is, let's just ignore it for now. Let's create a forum just for the first review assignment for group 1. So what we need to do is create forum. Let's just say peer review 1. And then here you can write your detailed instructions about peer review. Then if you wanted to attach files, a few files that you wanted to attach, first one is the criteria sheet. Then the second one is if you wanted to attach students' work. You can say original draft from, let's say, student 1, original draft from student 2, like that. Then, because we have 3, let's do another one. 3. Okay. Now, all we need to do is just to attach. So the way that you can attach it is using this button. So put your mouse wherever you want to attach the document and then click attach, browse my computer. Let's just put a random document there for this case. You can probably rename it or not. And then you submit again. So that would be here. Maybe you can do it here. Okay, original draft from student number 1. Let's attach another file that we have. You can probably attach the same document. Attach. We may change the name here. Submit. And then submit. Then here we can add another attachment. We can add a third attachment. Okay, so now we have all the document ready, right? So here is the description, and that's all the attachment that they need to know. Then we hit, let's see. Okay, so for the forums, we would actually allow them to create thread, or we say post, because if we wanted to do a peer review, after reviewing their peers' work, they need to fill out the criteria sheet and upload it. So they actually need to have abilities to create thread, so they can create thread. So let's allow participant to create thread. Grade discussion forums, feel free to grade it. For now, we're just not gonna select that one. Allow members to subscribe if they want to. Allow file attachment, allow users to reply with quotes. Okay, everything looks good. Let's submit. All right, so here, so now we see peer review 1, right? And that's for group 1 automatically, because we are currently under the group 1 umbrella, and that's a discussion board attached to group 1. So for people who are in group 1, they will automatically see that. They won't see anything else. So for this one, let's this is a discussion forum that they created. Let's just not use that. Let's delete that. Okay, now you have peer review 1. And then you have instructions, you have all the attachment. And all the students need to do is by enter into it. Then if I'm your student, I will be able to create thread. Instruction will still be here. Reply by student 1. Here is a brief summary of my comment. Oh, actually, what we can do here is it's for you to see information more easily, and for students to see each other's posts more easier. So what they can do is I can actually create a format. The format can look like student 1 reviewed by student 2. So they can put up student's name here, reviewed by another student's name. So in this way, for you to see, you will be able to see who reviewed who. And if it's a small group, it's easy for you to see whoever posted or not. And if I'm student 1, I will look for all the threads that start with my name. Okay, and then if I'm a student 1, I can browse my computer and find the document, open it, and it's there. Then I can submit. Because I am replying to my own post, discussion board will not allow it to do. But if I'm another student, I will be able to do that. Okay. So here, so we posted here, student. So oh yeah, I made a mistake. I cannot reply to my own post, but I can create a new thread, pretending that I'm one of your student. So here we go. So now students have posted their replies here within peer review 1 under group 1. So I can click on it and see it and download the document. So if I'm student 1, I will come here and get their feedback here. Okay, so that answers the questions about how to set up a peer review based on groups. So let's go back to our content again. Let's just go through this again. So assuming this is week 1 content folder, and this is the assignment, peer review group. So before I enter, I read a few instructions. Then this is a step-by-step. It's complicated steps because Blackboard is complicated. But if you are able to list all the steps that they need to do one by one, they will be able to follow the instructions. And once they go through it once, it will be easier for them to go through it twice. So that's the document I will be sending together with the video. So when you click here, let's just go through this again. Peer review. The instruction tells us to go to our own groups. If I'm group 1, go to group 1. Then I select group discussion board. This step is described in the instruction. Then here I see peer review 1 assignment, and I will be able to see all these documents. I will be able to download them. So if I wanted to download it, I just click here. It's automatically downloaded. So I click the same thing, it's automatically downloaded. Then the instruction tells me to go click peer review 1, and then create thread. I will be able to create new thread, just like this one. So the thread will look like this. And if I'm student 1, I'll go here and attach the document reviewed by student 1. It should be student 2. So reviewed by student 2. So that's how you set up the group reviews. Now let's go back. Now let's set up a class-wide discussions based on topics. So the way we do it is here, discussion board. Because we currently, let's create a new one just for the sake of it, create new forums. Let's say week 1 discussion board. So description here. Okay. Let's allow participants to create a thread. So each one of them will create a new thread, and other people will be able to reply to their thread. Subscribe. Okay, everything looks good. Let's submit. Now let's just need to link it. So link, select a discussion board. We just created this one, week 1 discussion board. Yeah. So next. Okay, they want me to write another description. Let's just put a description here. Okay, everything looks good. Submit. Okay, so now we have discussion board. So I actually created a detailed instructions for the discussion board. So what we're gonna do is copy paste here. So class-wide discussion board instructions, read, blah, blah. So here, copy paste. So I'm gonna paste here, submit. Okay, so when they have their discussion board, this is something that they need to read. The discussion topic can be here, that's your question, and that's the instructions of how to use discussion board. And especially when they are first using discussion board, that's something that they need to learn. So make sure that the instruction is very clear. It's about how to create your initial post, reply your fellows post. So we go in there. And then if we have provided detailed instructions of how they can do that, all they need to do is just to go ahead. If I'm one of the students, all I need to do is to create thread and say reply, comment 1 by student 1. Then here is my comments. I can still attach a file. I can attach a file here and then submit. So the file could be a Word, could be a picture. It's very easy. So now the comment is created by the student. Yeah, so I've been thinking about, should we add a thread that just says instructions or post the question again? The final decision or the final suggestion is that if you have detailed descriptions, let's go back here. If you have detailed descriptions here for that particular week, and make sure people read it before they enter the discussion board, then you don't need to create a new thread that tells them what to do. All they need to do is just to read before they come here. Then all they need to do is just to create thread. So they create their own thread. And then if I'm one of the student, I'm student 2 and I wanted to comment, I can reply. And here is a reply by student 2. And then I can also attach a folder, a file. So I can attach a file again, and then submit. Yeah, because I can't comment on my own posting, so that's what the system is talking to me. So yeah, so here it is. We have concluded 2 major points. One is how to create a peer review group. And second is how to create a discussion board for the whole class. And yeah, so if you have more questions, feel free to let me know. If you can't do a FaceTime, you can email me and I can email back if that would help. And I will also send this document to you as well, so you can make your own. And one more thing, actually, I wanted to show you a bonus information if you are willing to try it. So let's go to groups here. Let's go to group 1. So if you wanted to make them communicate with each other and give each other a real-time feedback, just like the class session, what you can do is actually allow them to have a conference room online for their own groups. So currently we are in group 1. So everybody in group 1 will be able to see that. And Collaborate is an online conference tool for that particular groups. So if we wanted to have a group discussion, I know that the students must be very busy, but if they're willing to schedule like a 30 minutes after work together, even just in pairs, they can come here and they can click on Collaborate and they can join rooms. So everybody who joined the room will be able to see each other, and they will be able to talk with each other and provide feedback that way. So that will be a very interesting tool for them to use if they manage to find a time to get together, maybe just for 2 of them at once. That would be an interesting tool. Okay, so that's all. Let me know if you have any more questions.